Hello everybody, Ugly Mug with you once again. Today is Saturday morning, September 11th, 2021. And I know that date is very familiar to all of us. So we just like to remember those who were lost in that horrible tragedy of 9/11 20 years ago in New York. So with that being said, moving on to the C8 Corvette. I'm here today to share with you something I decided to go ahead and I guess it's something I discovered as far as the engine compartment is concerned when the car gets washed or when it rains while you're driving. I noticed that like many Corvette owners have noticed, that water tends to accumulate in that engine compartment. Now when it rains, it's one thing we can't really control, but when you wash the car, you know, I've come up with an idea that would help keep too much water from accumulating in the engine compartment, so that when you're done washing it, you don't have to do a whole lot of work and a whole lot of drying in the engine compartment itself. And that is taking a comforter and laying it out over the engine in the engine compartment, so that when water enters that area, that comforter can soak it up, thus making it a whole lot easier to complete the washing process once you get into the engine compartment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wash the car. I'm going to go ahead and show you the pre-rinse, and as well as the washing and the final rinse itself. And once that's all complete, I'll go ahead and remove the comforter, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then you can see the amount of work that it'll take to dry out the engine compartment, you know, due to the limited amount of water that enters that engine compartment. So I'm going to go ahead and take you outside. I'm going to pull the car out of the garage. We're going to take it in the driveway. I'm going to open up the hatch, stick the comforter in place, and we'll take it from there. So I'll see you outside. Okay, we're out here with the car. Please excuse the background noise. There's a whole lot of it going on right now. People running their garden equipment, things like that. And the bugs and everything. You hear the crickets, I guess, whatever they are. But anyway, I've got the comforter, and I'm going to go ahead and stick it in the engine compartment to show you how we want to protect the engine compartment while the car gets washed. And of course, it's all because you have these open vents that you can see at the rear part of the glass. You can't see it in this view, but you can see the 3 side vents on each side of the window. You have a direct access point for water to get into the engine compartment. This happens when you get a lot of rain. If it rains heavily while you're driving the car, you can get a fair amount of water in the engine compartment, even though it's designed to run off down to the ground. But you still have a collection of water that could lead to water stains in the engine compartment itself. So why I'm putting the comforter in there is so that when the car does get washed, because there are times where you have pressure, when you're rinsing, you have pressurized water that can get into that engine compartment through those vents. And with the comforter in place, it'll soak up the water, thus keeping it from accumulating in that engine compartment. It's not a lot of water, but it's enough to cause a problem, if you don't wipe it afterwards. But you can prevent a lot of that wiping, just by allowing the comforter to soak up the water. So I'm going to go ahead and put the comforter in place so you can see how I set it up. Now this comforter doesn't have to be very thick. It's not a very thick one, but it's enough. I'm going to set it up so that it covers the entire width of the engine compartment. But I'm going to keep it away from the seal so that when the hatch closes, it still allows the sealing to occur between the engine compartment and the storage area. And I'll take it all the way to the window here, as you can see. And I'll just take some excess and I'll just fold it over. There you go. It's that simple. Okay, it's all closed up, everything is sealed, and we should be ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and set up the hose so I can start getting it ready to wash, and once I get to the rinsing, I'll go ahead and, sorry about that, once I get to the rinsing, I'll go ahead and resume the video so you can kind of see how water gets in, and then when we're done, I'll open up the engine compartment so you can see how much water got absorbed and the impact that it had on the engine compartment itself. So, I'll see you in a few. I thought I'd go ahead and give you the pre-rinse as well, since we want to include everything, all occasions in which water is going to be getting in. Now for the pre-rinse, it's really not necessary to spray a lot of water. It's just enough to get the outer surface wet. So it's really no need to get a lot of water to enter that engine compartment because, you know, all you really need to do is get it wet. So you should have little to no water getting in at this point in time. And this is when soap gets in, which is okay. Here's another access point at the back of the window. It's a direct path to the engine compartment, but the comforter sits right below that opening to soak up the water. And then, of course, our rinse. So you can see from that rinse, you know, the water that got in. And, you know, once we open up the engine compartment, we can kind of see how much water got in and how much got accumulated into the engine compartment versus how much got soaked by the comforter. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the remainder of this wash, and then I'm going to open up the hatch so you can see what it looks like. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm all done with the washing and the rinsing. So we're going to move a little closer, and I'm going to open up the hatch so you can see what we end up with. Now, you're going to see exactly what I see for the first time after doing this wash. But it won't be the first time for me because I've done a wash before like this and used this particular process. So there goes a plane trying to out-talk me. So let's move a little closer. Okay, let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, you can see our water running down. Got a little bit here, not too much though. So the thing to do is just let this water run off for a couple minutes. Let it go ahead and drip off the hatch. And let the comforter continue to soak it up. We got a little bit of water at the edges here. But that's no problem. You know, we got the comforter right here. We soak it up immediately, so we don't have to worry about that. We've got a couple of drain areas in the corners here and over there. We got a drain right here, so we definitely want to allow water just to continue to get there, what little gets past the comforter. We've got a little bit at the edges. You can't see it, but around the edges, you know, outside of the seal, we've got a little bit of water that accumulates. But again, it's not much. You can just take a rag and just run it through there and pick everything up. So I think this dripping is stopped. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the comforter. Just go ahead and take it out. All right, let's get a closer look. See if we can angle it down so a little bit better. So we got a little bit of water there. I don't know how much you can really see, but it's not really a lot. We got a little bit on the carbon fiber and a little bit, you know, in the outer panels there. Not a whole lot. You can just take a rag and just kind of go over it, but it's not a whole lot that you would have gotten otherwise, you know, if you didn't have the comforter in place. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wipe that down, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm actually finishing up here. But one thing of note, I've heard a lot of people complaining about that window back there, that it's a little bit hard to reach, especially for a person who's under 5'8" or something like that. I'm 5'11", and I typically don't have too much trouble getting to it. You know, it kind of does a little strain on your back. You have to be a little bit of a contortionist to get to it. But as you can see, for me, it's not too bad. Just lean forward, and I can get way past the halfway point. And I'll just go to the other side and do the same thing. And then, of course, you gotta go ahead and wipe down the underside of the hatch itself. Now, that's something that can't be prevented, you know, by placing a comforter, because water is going to get to the underside no matter what you do. It's for when it runs down is where the comforter comes in play. So I've got a little bit of wiping to do, not too much, but I'll go ahead and take care of that here. And I'm not going to bore you with that, you know, in the interest of the length of this video. I'm going to go ahead and keep it short, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then when I'm all done, you can kind of see what we have. Okay, we're all done. It really didn't take a lot of wiping to get everything dry. We got no water on the engine cover itself. I mean, literally no water at all. It's a little dusty, but you know, I'll just go ahead and wipe the dust off of it, because just to, you know, in the interest of general cleaning, since I'm washing the car. But there was very little water on the carbon fiber pieces, on these. Little to no water on those. And most of what I had to wipe was around the edges, you know, near the drain points, you know, and there was very limited wiping, you know, in the underside of the hatch itself. Most of the wiping happened at the entry points, you know, at the 6 vents, and then this point here at the back of the window, and it worked out pretty well. Again, it wasn't really too bad, but the comforter saved a lot of time and effort. It kept water from getting all over the rest of the engine itself. And, you know, of course, it limited the amount of water that got into the rest of the engine compartment. So I really believe that putting in this comforter when you wash the car definitely gives you a benefit. Now, one thing of note, make sure you do this when the car is not warm. Don't drive the car and then wash it this way. It's good to do it when the engine is cold, because you don't want that comforter on a hot engine. Common sense will tell you that that's a formula for catastrophe. So I hope you got something out of this. I hope this video brought some value to you. I like bringing you content, so if you liked my video, please hit the like button. And if you're not familiar with my channel, please hit the subscribe button. And then also leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my car wash hack, if you will. Yeah, this is a car wash hack. I think that's what I'll call my video. But anyway, definitely, and hit the bell if you want to be notified of upcoming videos, because you know, I can't do this without you. I truly appreciate my viewers and my subscribers, and I value every single one of you. So please subscribe to my channel, and then like I said, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any ideas to share, if you have anything to offer, you know, to piggyback onto this video, maybe something in addition that can be done. I've only had my Corvette for about 5 months now, so, you know, I'm still learning it. You know, I came up with this particular hack on my own, but, you know, maybe there's a better way to do it, and I'm definitely open to hearing that, because I'm here to share information with you, my viewers. So, with that being said, this is Ugly Mug signing out, and I'll definitely look forward to seeing you next time.